Welcome to this fourth video on my faith mentorship portfolio, Nurturing of Personal Faith. In this area, this video really talks about the seeds and the roots of what I've been able to do in all the other videos and everything in my faith journey this year. Nurturing of my personal faith was really the first step to be able to share it and to cultivate it in myself. And so there's a lot of things that I did this year that I consider as nurturing of my personal faith. The first thing I'm going to talk about is registering for All Saints Parish and attending weekly Mass. So last August, my wife and I, we had the chance to meet Father Nathan, Father Kevin, and register with All Saints Parish. Since then, we've been attending regularly the weekly Mass at 6 p.m. At St. Basil's. And it's been really nice. I love that Mass. It's uplifting, it's casual, it's a lot different than the masses that I was brought up with, where it were very rigid, and these are just a lot more welcoming, and it's been really great being a member of that church. I've also been able to attend the Ash Wednesday Mass, the Good Friday Mass, the Midnight Mass at Christmas, and the Easter Vigil. Other things that I've done are convalidating my marriage. So Allison and I, we got married in 2011, and it was a Christian Mass, but it wasn't officially blessed by the Catholic Church. So Allison has been attending the rite of Christian initiation for adults, and one of the steps was getting our marriage blessed by a priest. So Father Nathan, when we had a couple friends over from Ontario last March, we did a marriage blessing, and it was really special. We were able to re-exchange our vows, and I've updated mine to reflect that nurturing of myself, my maturity, and my personal faith over the years. And so that's another thing that we've been able to do. My wife, as I said before, she came from an evangelical Christian background, and she wanted to explore Catholicism. She wasn't dead set on converting right away, but she started to just have an open heart and attend the rite of Christian initiation for adults. That nurtured my personal faith. It was very inspiring that she wanted to explore more, and she felt it was just a gift how we were able to move from Fort McMurray to here and get jobs right away, and she just thought it'd be something she wanted to explore. And so I started to attend with her to be a supporter, a sponsor, and we've been going every Wednesday evening since September, and we've covered various topics such as spirituality, history and tradition, the sacraments, the books of the Bible, really just a lot of topics in a lot of areas. We've been, actually, Allison converted to Catholicism at the Easter Vigil last year, which being her sponsor, I know I can't officially be her sponsor because I'm her husband, but I was there in lieu of the sponsor, and it was just a really nurturing, wonderful experience for me and for her. We've been attending every Wednesday, as I said, and we will be continuing until Pentecost. Another thing that I've done is, I didn't discuss this actually when I talked about the marriage, but we actually attended the marriage preparation course, which was really interesting because we've been married for a couple of years, but it really explored some of the things that we've learned about each other in our marriage thus far, and it also explored what it means to be a Catholic married couple and what that looks like, and being open to children and being open to solving your challenges, and separation is not the initial first response to a conflict. So that's been really uplifting. Another area that I've been nurturing my personal faith is through book reading. So I didn't actually have to go out and find books, they just came to me in various means. The first one was Bible Basics for Catholics. It was given at the Midnight Mass. First, I read through it, and I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy it, but I really enjoyed how it summarized several of the books and several parts of the Bible, the Old Testament and the New, talking about the various covenants that the Lord made with us, human beings, and also the covenant of the gospel. So that was really great. Another book was Searching for and Maintaining Peace by Father Jacques Philippe. This was a book actually recommended by Father Nathan to my wife, and it was just about finding peace through our challenges and through our difficulties. And I read through it as well, and it was great how we can give up our challenges to the Lord, because we may not be able to, and we are not able to, overcome all of our challenges on our own as finite beings. Some of them just go beyond us, but when we have faith in the Lord and work towards improving ourselves and to resolving our challenges in conjunction with prayer and faith, good things happen. A third book that I'm still reading through is Meet Your Mother. It was given to us at the Easter Vigil, and it was given to the congregation. It's It's very, very thick in the theology, but I'm enjoying it and I'm working my way through it. And the last book was actually given as a confirmation gift from my wife's sponsor. The book is called The Holy Longing, and it's by Father Ronald Rolheiser. It's a very good book, and actually, his videos were shown at a lot of the Rite of Christian Initiation of Adults meetings, and I highly recommend The Holy Longing. I'm about halfway through it now, and it talks about how all cultures and all faiths at some point have had just an internal desire for something more and a call to faith, and what that looks like for Catholicism, and how our fire inside our bellies and that conflict is really derived from the power of God, but also from the distance we have from Him because we're still on earth. And it's been a great read. Um, Other things that I've been doing to nurture my personal faith is prayer. And I obviously talked a lot about that in prayer life, but I've attended to adorations of the Eucharist, and focusing on meditative prayer has been really helpful and uplifting to me. Before my marriage, I attended the Sacrament of Reconciliation, and then after Easter, I have done so again. I hadn't actually done the Sacrament of Reconciliation prior to this in several years, so it was really, I was nervous, I was challenged, but I feel like I wanted to be a good example to my wife, who was doing it for the first time, and also it was just an important thing for me to wish to do personally. I talked about my professional growth plan, and one of the goals was to focus and increase my devotion and to focus on my witness to Catholic education and my prayer life, and that was nurturing to my personal faith as well. I also talked about attending the Spiritual Development Day, as well as the presentation by Father Kevin on the Joy of the Gospel, as well as the Aboriginal Orientation Day. And lastly, and this, I'm going to talk a little bit about this more, but I've pursued volunteering for the church, and how that nurtures my personal faith is it helps me reflect in joining the church and reestablishing and basically turning over my old soils and re-exposing myself to my faith has been very nurturing, and I want that to continue. And by volunteering for the church in various ways is something that I hope will continue to nurture my personal faith. So that has been the various ways that I've nurtured my personal faith this year.